Welcome to this video. In this video lecture, we are going to learn about a program to demonstrate a pointer to object. First of all, we will understand what is pointer to object. Now, a pointer to object. A pointer can point to an object of a class. Suppose if I want to point to a particular object using a pointer, at that time I need to follow the syntax likewise. For example, if the pointer to the object is declared and initialized as follows, then the syntax will be like class name object semicolon. In this format, we are simply declaring an object. In the second statement, class name star ptr, where star ptr indicates the pointer. Now, if I want to declare pointer to object, at that time syntax will be ptr, that is pointer, is equal to address of object will be passed to the pointer. For example, if item is the name of the class, it is the object created of that class. So, if item is a class, star ptr means it's the pointer, that is ptr. If I want to declare pointer to object, at that time according to the syntax, example will be ptr is equal to address of it. That means here the address of the object is passed to the ptr pointer. Now, in this way we have covered the topic of pointer to object. Now, suppose if I want to access the member function using pointers, at that time I need to follow the following syntax. Okay, but once the pointer is initialized with the address of object, the member functions can be accessed using pointer instead of the object. Syntax will be ptr arrow, that is one dash and angular bracket, that is ptr arrow member function and bracket arguments. For example, ptr arrow get data is the name of the member function, and in bracket we can pass any number of arguments that we want in the program. So let's just get started with the program. In this experiment, the given statement is that we have to write a program to declare a class book containing data members, book title, author name and price. Accept and display this information for one object of the class using pointer to that object. Means what we have to do in this program, the logic is that first of all we have to declare a class having name as book. Secondly, that class book will contain the data members as book title, author name, price, etc. Now, we have to accept and display all this information for one object of the class using pointer to object. Now, let's get started with the program. This is the code of the program. You can run it into the Turbo C just like we run the C programs. Okay, same steps will be followed to run this program if we are trying to run it into the Turbo C program. But if I want to run this program on the compilers which are available online, at that time I'll simply use this code, that is Control C. I'll simply copy that code. On the Google, I'll simply search like free available compilers. Let's just get started with the first link. Alright, here I am simply copying my text of the code, but in exam you don't need to copy it, you need to write down all the code on your own. Okay, so let's just understand first of all the program. Here, as I am running this program on an online compiler that is available free on the website, so at that time first statement is that I'll include header file, that is hash include iostream. I'm not including .h extension here because I'm running this program online. Second statement is using namespace standard. What is exactly a namespace? We'll understand it. That is, let's see what is a namespace. First of all, namespace is a feature added in a C++ which was not present in C language. A namespace is a declaration region that provides a scope to the identifiers. It actually provides a scope to the identifiers. That means it provides a scope to the name of the types, to the functions, to the variables, etc. inside it. Now let's see the syntax of it, or just one example of it. A namespace definition begins with the keyword namespace followed by the namespace name as follows. Let's see the syntax. That is namespace, then namespace name is the simple syntax, and in this scope of this namespace we can declare any number of variables or the functions whatever we want. Okay, now there are certain rules to declare this namespace. Is that namespace declaration appears only at the global scope. Namespace declaration can be nested within another namespace. That means we can specify one namespace within another namespace as well. Next is that namespace declaration don't have access specifiers. We all know that C++ supports basically 3 access specifiers, that is private, public and protected. So all these 3 access specifiers, namespace declaration do not have these 3 access specifiers. There is no need to give semicolon after closing brace of the definition of namespace. Make sure here the semicolon is not given at the end of the namespace. We can also split the definition of namespace over several units. We can use this namespace in terms of several units. So these are the basic simple rules regarding the namespace. Now let's get started with our program. So here first of all inclusion of iostream, that is header file input output stream is done. Then I have included namespace for running this program on the compiler. If you are running this same program on the Turbo C or any of the other software, then there is no need to use namespace. Only it is necessary if you are running the program online. Now as the program statement, I need to declare first of all the class, that is class book is the name of the class. Now in the body of the class here I am mentioning, that is character book title. These are the parameters which are given in the problem statements, that is I have included character book title, character author name, integer price of that book. Now in the public section I have declared one simple function which is having the name as accept. That means using this function I am simply accepting the values of one object. That is, for example, in the accept function body here I have declared one cout statement. That is, cout means I'll ask the user to enter the book title, and using cin statement I'll simply read the book title. Now next is cout enter author name. Here in the output I'll simply ask the user to enter the author name. After that cin is used to read that author name. Again using cout I am asking the user to enter the price. Then after cin I am simply accepting or reading that price. So in this way, in the body of this void accept method, I have simply asked the user to enter the book title, author name and price. Now as I am asking all these, so obviously in the output I will need to display all these 3 values. So in the method or in the member function of void display method, I will simply put some statements of cout like cout book title, and I will simply read those values using this kind of syntax. So cout is again used to read author name, again cout is used to read the or it will simply display the price of that book. So what I have done, and in this way the scope of this void display method is ended here, and at last you can see that this is the closing braces, and in which I have given this semicolon. This semicolon indicates the end of the class. So in this way the body of the class is ended here. In this way the body of the class is ended here. Again I am repeating what I have done till now. I have simply declared one class having name book. In the class I have declared some members, 3 members, that is book title, book author name and its price. These are 3 members I have declared, and I have declared 2 methods, that is 2 functions. One is accepting the data and another one is displaying the data. It's so simple as it is. Now let's move on to the main function. Usually while writing this into the Turbo C program we write it as a void main, but as I am writing it or I am running this program on online compiler, I am simply mentioning it as int main. Alright, now int main, within that body I have simply created one object, that is book and B. Book is the name of the class and B is the object. Secondly, as you can see, we have learned the syntax, like what I have to do, class name object. Second is class name star ptr, that means I am creating one pointer. If I want to address one pointer to the object, so obviously first of all I need to create one object, I need to create one pointer, and then I'll assign the address of that object to the pointer. So first of all I am creating object, that is book, class name is book and B is the name of the object. Second, book is the class name, so I can create one pointer. As you can see here, pointer is star ptr is created. That means till now I am done with this first 2 lines. Now the last 2 lines is that I need to create one object, right? So I need to assign the object to the pointer. So in that case what I have done is that I have simply assigned the address of the object to the pointer, that is ptr is equal to address of B, that means address of object B is assigned to the pointer. Now if again we have learnt one syntax, that is accessing the member functions using pointer, so I'll have to follow this syntax, that is ptr arrow get data. Ptr arrow get data means what? I'll simply use pointer ptr and it will point to the member function. So get data, here we can see, let's see, yeah, so here ptr arrow, and here there are total 2 member functions that I have declared, that is accept and ptr arrow, that is display. So these are the 2 member functions which are mainly I have called using pointer, and this is closing of the main function. Alright, so if we'll see how this program will exactly execute. So first of all, after the header file of inclusion will go to the class is created, and then we can see that there will be a integer main. So obviously after the main body the objects will be created, and again we'll see that the execution will be done using this 2 main functions. So these 2 functions will be called accordingly, that is void accept will be called and void display will be called. And now we'll simply run this program as the tab is given in the compiler. Okay, so here as I have asked in the input, that is accept method, that is enter the book title. So here I'll enter book title, that is suppose OOP, if it's OOP. Next is it will ask me to enter the author name. Suppose if I have entered Bala Guru Sami. Next is enter the price. Suppose the price of book is 500, I have entered. Now at that time, at last you will see the output as in the output screen. You can just see, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, here I have entered book title OOP, this name of the author and prices, and in the output you can see that the book title is OOP, author name is Bala Gurusamy, and price is 500. And at last we can see that this program is finished with the exit code 0, and also there is no any error present in it. Okay, so this is it. This is it. If you have any queries regarding this, you can contact me. Thank you all.